Hello, welcome to this week's Illumination Weekly. We're looking at October 8th through the 13th. I have already prepared the cards, the Illuminating Journey Cards, created with the help of the Akashic Records. What do we need to know this week? And I'm Duchene, so let's see what's up for this week. I will tell you the 13th is the full moon, and it's a pretty dynamic moon. There's a lot of changes, and just energetically we're in a place where we're given an opportunity to rebalance our lives, our thoughts, the way we operate in the world. In order to rebalance, we need to kind of dive into the deep end, take a risk, do something different, and whether we choose it or life chooses it for us. That's kind of what I'm feeling about the energy. Let's see what the cards have to say. Well, interesting. First card is the 3. I know we've had this card before many times. October is a 13 universal month. The universal year is a 12, which is 3. 1 and 2 is 3. So the message of the 3 is being reinforced over and over again. For me, the power of this card is in this idea of being able to release oneself of any idea that there is something we have to do, and really allow ourselves to receive and be and articulate what is true for us in a very creative way of being rebirthed. The 13 is a number of rebirth. It's the number of the divine goddess. It's inviting us to activate our intuition and certainly incorporate this idea of our mind kind of entering a space of glow, of light, of recognizing all the symbols in the background, recognizing the idea of what feeds our mind, what feeds our intuition, what feeds our experience of life. So it feels very celebratory, very, very awakening, light. It's like allowing ourselves to just surrender to the energy and kind of letting ourselves rise up into a new place, feel lifted up by what's happening instead of pressed down. So just allowing ourselves to raise up and recognize all of the ways that we can indeed help ourselves through creativity, through expression, through recognizing or seeing the world around us through light instead of, what are we telling ourselves about what we're experiencing? We can tell ourselves we're having a great time, we're enjoying it, we're loving what's happening, even the difficult parts, because that's taking us towards where we want to go. So it's our willingness to be involved in our own lives in a whole new way that can be very powerful. And I think this is what this is all about. It's this urgency and emergency. That's interesting. Emergency, like the emergence of our own recognition of self, our empowerment, that's allowing us to kind of let go of a lot of the old things and step into the new. Let's see what the second card is. So it's very interesting that we have cards that have, I know we've had this before as well, 3, and then we have the 9, which is 3 3s. And to me, this card is all about this, the maturation of this into this. When we raise ourselves to the light, when we become curious and open and willing to activate our intuitive intelligence and imagination, we get to come to this place if we stay there long enough, right? We actually get to enter this passageway, this experience, to be expanded in new ways and to enter a new landscape of change, of love, of truly taking that journey to the to what we want to be victorious in, what we believe in. There's this passion and support in our kind of, what comes to mind is that Alice in Wonderland idea of when she went down and went to the tea party. She was in a different world, and just embrace that world as if it was real. Well, the truth is we don't know what's real. So if we embrace what we see and are willing to see different landscapes, willing to be delighted and intrigued and have our imaginations captured by the idea that this is the unknown, that this is the journey, that this is the way forward, and we're going to just be here and do it and experience it all, then we basically free ourselves from the idea of being trapped or held back in some way, or not being able to express our emotions in the true way of creative love. You know, just loving who we are, loving ourselves through an experience. And this woman here just showing up like a guardian. Right? She's showing up as a guardian of the space, of the energy, allowing us to just explore the depths of who we are and set that goal of wanting to go to the places beyond where we've been. So the third card, which is the 29, and this is the same card that came up last time, which is very interesting. Because here we have 29 is 11, which is a 2, so we have a 3, a 9, and a 2. And again, this is the card that tells us we need to go beyond where we've been. So we need to cross the barriers of fear. We need to cross the barriers of almost like we've lived our lives, and there's certain areas in our lives that people have said, don't go there, don't do this, you'll risk everything. And this card is saying, go to those places that feel maybe a little risky or entirely risky, but they feel also linked to desire in terms of who we are, who you want to create, what you want to create, what do you want to become. So instead of being restricted by this barbed wire fence that somebody else has told you it's not safe or don't go there, it's like, yeah, go to the places your imagination is calling you to go, to the places where you're seeking the music, and the intelligence of your own muse, the idea of being connected to your own imagination and intuition, the idea of activating what is alive in you that has been silenced and atrophied, and bring that alive, because time, the clock is ticking. Now is the time. I feel the eye is upon you. It's about now is the time to take that action, to go to the places that you have resisted or not wanted to go. And this isn't putting yourself in danger or any of that stuff. This is more of going to the places that you have longed to go to, do the things you've longed to do, allow yourself to step into what others may tell you is not a good thing, right? So go beyond what others have shared with you. So really, it's like risking all, right? It's risking all to become one with the universe. So it's definitely a journey here. It feels very connected, right? The idea of going into this energy, going through the cave up to the top of the mountain, and traveling, knowing there are going to be things that may make you want to pause or stop or hold back or say this is difficult. And this card is going, you need to go through the things that you're resisting. You know, you need to put comfort aside for now and risk what needs risking in order to allow this fullness, to allow this the blossoming of who you are to come to life. So, you know, finding that balance, that the resilience within you, and that really is what this card to me is saying, is that you have the ability, and it's in 11, so it is about walking through the gateway, going through the spaces that may look shadowy or uncertain, and going, you know, I'm willing to go through this. I'm willing to go past my, you know, what might look spooky or shadowy, to kind of look deeper and find the music and recognize the generosity of the arms of this immense tree and all of the creatures and all of the energy that is waiting, the treasure, the healing, the journeying into these places that are calling you, so that you can actually break through whatever it is that's stopping you from going through this process, right? So this is a part of the journey. I do find it very interesting that we have this similar card showing up over and over again, which is definitely a message. So hopefully that resonates for you this week, thinking about this idea of you are here to kind of create something, to experience something, to be that creator, to be that developer, that imaginative force that breaks through barriers and travels deeper into the energy and beauty and truth of life, and comes to the place where the great secrets and treasures are, like releasing those secrets, being able to kind of get into this place of great awareness, and to allow yourself to be reborn, re-energized, reactivated, coming forward with new ideas, new things that have been secret or out of your touch and reach that are now available to you. I find this card to be a very magical card, and I think that's it. This is about entering the space of magic, right? So let me know how this lands for you and what came up for you. I'm Jen Duchene, as I mentioned. These cards, the Illuminating Journey Cards, are available at jenduchene.com/Illuminating Journey Cards. And if you like my videos, please follow and like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Let me know how it all lands and how you're doing. And I'll have the link to the cards in the description below. Till next time.